Agony.
Hey yo, what's good everyone? Welcome to a new No Agony tutorial. It's your boy AyyBull here, and today I'm gonna be showing y'all how to use the Launchpad in FL Studio. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna be telling y'all about the Launchpad, so if any of you know this machine. So this is basically a MIDI. It's just for controlling VSTs and plugins inside a DAW, and it's firstly thought for Ableton Live because it's company innovation, but it also has some settings for FL Studio, as you can see in these stickers. So I'm gonna be showing you how to use it in FL Studio. First of all, you can see that you have these 64 square buttons that are like the keys, and then these 8 round buttons at the right and 8 at the top. Okay, so the first 4 buttons at the top are like just for navigation. You can see that it's just arrows, like for moving around and shit, and they like work better with the overview. Maybe like with the overview you can see this red square that appears here. Also you can see the 8 buttons at the right lighted up too, but I'm gonna talk about them now. So the overview just is for moving around the file. You can move with the keys too, like with the arrows. Like it doesn't work really much like at the next 3 buttons. They don't really do nothing. Then if you press overview, and if you pick any of these buttons, you can see you have different screens. Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you about each screen. This one is just some settings, like you don't really gonna need this one for producing music, but this one you can already see it has a keyboard shape. But first of all, I'm gonna tell you what the 8 buttons here work for while being in any of these screens. The one that has these settings, like the one at the top, the first one is the play and pause button. The second one is the stop, you know, that square next to the play and pause. Then the third one is the record. You can see this red thing lights up. And then the fourth one and the fifth one, like the sixth one is for opening and closing in the last thing you opened, and the fourth one and fifth one are for nothing really, and the last one neither. So first of all, you can see this screen has like a keyboard shape, like it's really a keyboard with 4 octaves for playing any instrument, any VST. You can play any piano, and it's just that. Like the green keys are the normal notes, for calling them like that, and the orange ones are the sharp notes, right? Then the next one is the part in the top, the green part, another piano, but just with normal notes, no sharp notes. And the red one is also a piano with sharp notes, but this is mainly thought for the fruity slicer. Like if I open now any loop in here, you know, you can play with this very easy. Like it's for that, it's thought for that, for the fruity slicer. Like if you put any sample you found, like for playing it, easy. Next up, this one has 2 parts. These 16 red buttons in here are the drum pad, and it's just like for the drums. Like the FPC, it's stocked for the plugin FPC, the native FL VST for the drums. As you can see, you have the same drums on the FPC as in here. Maybe the first time you open it, it's gonna be like it's not gonna be the same order at the FPC. Like for doing this, you gotta press this arrow in here, go to map notes for entire blank, and press the order of the keys in the order you want them. Well, I pressed them back because I got fat fingers, but never mind. And then these things here are the same things as the next screen and the next screen. They are faders, like normal faders, just for taking any control, like in this case can be the volume. All you gotta do is right click in the thing, in this thing, press link to controller, and press any of the keys in the same line. Then you can control the volume. You can see I'm controlling it here, and that's it. Like you can do this in the channel rack, in the mixer too, here with the fourth one. Maybe look, it's easy. And the ones in here are for the same, but these ones are sorted, and the ones in here exactly for the same, but they're from left to right, but nothing new. Okay, then this thing in here, you may have problems to understand what it is. This one, like as you can see, it's green and orange as the gross beat, because it's for the gross beat. Let me open it. All you gotta do is press right click in here, link to controller, and in case of the time, press the green one because the time is green, and in the case of the volume, press the orange one because the volume is orange. So now look, if I press any of the keys, lights up the preset in each case. You know, you can play with this. Now if I press play, you can see I can control the gross beat with this. The best thing of this is that you can record it on the pattern, so you can actually make better melodies and something more original and more new, and I really fuck with that. Okay, this one is thought for being the XY controller of anything. It may also be a selector, but it's really a selector for the XY map. Then this one in here is a normal piano. The only thing is that it's in C minor scale. I think you can't change it to other scale, like it's just in C minor, so it's like C, D sharp, F, G, G sharp, A sharp, and C again. Okay, now this one is a really good piano because you can it's easy to understand. Like the red notes are the C's, you know. Then the green notes are the normal notes, and the orange one are the sharp notes. The only weird thing I find is that the 3 last notes of each line are the same as the first notes of the next line. That's weird, but well, it's a comfortable mode if you know how to use it. Okay, now the last 2 pads are just like controllers. They're nothing new. Like this one is the play and the pause again, like this bottom here. And this one is the stop. That's square. This one is for putting and quitting the metronome. The metronome starts playing. Then the green one is the tempo topper, so you can select the tempo you want in a song. You can see right here in the tempo, like it's changing when I'm playing it, when I'm touching it. It's like this tool in here. Now this line in here, it's just for controlling the tempo. The red buttons move it 5 up or 5 down. Like if I put it in 160, this one goes to 165, 170, and this one 5 but 5 down. Then the yellow ones go 1 up and 1 down, and the orange ones are in the decimals. They're in here, like for controlling the exact tempo. Okay, now this one is pretty useful. This is for moving around the channel rack or the mixer too. These 2 orange buttons, the one in here do the same in the mixer and the channel rack. They're exactly the same. And then the red ones is thought for being them in the mixer, like for taking a track in a mixer, an insert, and moving it up or down. Like you can see I have this one here. Now I can move it to any of the other inserts with this one, you know, as like pressing shift and controlling it with the mouse wheel. Then the green button in here is for maximizing or restoring any of the windows. The last one you opened, you can see it. Then the red one is for leaving a marker here, and also like if I put this arrow here, it put it down there. And then these green buttons that I found them pretty useful is for opening and closing the different windows, like the playlist. Then the channel rack is the second one. The third one is the piano roll. The fourth one is the plug-in picker. It takes a little bit of time to open and close up. And then the fifth one is the mixer. Then the 2 ones in here is for closing or opening the last one you open to. This one is for closing everything. Like if I open exactly everything, this one goes one by one closing it. And then you got the last ones 2 here. The red ones are for undoing or redoing. It's like control set, but they go more far away. Like if you do a lot of things in here, you can undo and redo. And the orange ones are for changing the snap. You can see the snap panel in here. Like if I press these ones, they go up or down. And well, that'd be pretty much the Launchpad for like the normal way of using it FL. Now I'm gonna teach you how to use it in performance mode. Okay, so for using performance mode, that is the mode where you can do the light shows and things. You gotta go to tools, macros, prepare for performance mode. Okay, and now you can see it's a different way to use it, like it's different and thing, but you still have these pads. Like if you really want to do light shows, all you gotta do is go to options, MIDI settings, and where you got the Launchpad Mini on the input, like change it to a different port than the output. It can be any, like from 0 to 999. In my case I'll put 114 so I don't go really far. And then you gotta open the MIDI out in here, and put the same port as you put in the input of the Launchpad in the MIDI option. Alright, so now you can see like these buttons don't work. Well, the overview still works, like it works, but the lights don't show up. So you can actually go to the MIDI out to its piano roll, and now if I press any of the keys, the pads light up with well, any color. So for doing light shows, like if you wanna do it with just one sound, you know, as that Launchpad covers of all time, like you can do it with loops. Well, I'm gonna start with the loops. Like I've only done this loop, well, with the 3D slicer, it came out alone. But like if right now if I press the play, it will start playing as a loop, because it's the mode in here in the track, you know. I'm gonna tell you how to configure that right now, but it's in loop. Like for playing a loop you gotta play in the same key. Like maybe in here it appears as it's taking place in all the 8 pads, but in reality in the second, like it's only taking first in the one that starts, you know. The only ones don't work with it. Like if you wanna make it stop sounding, you gotta press anyone in the same line or the round button at the right. Then so that's a DJ. You can put different loops in different pads, but the only thing is that 2 loops can't play at the same time in the same line. Like if I create now a new loop in here and put a weird FL keys pattern, if I start playing and I press the first pattern and then press the FL keys pattern, they're not gonna be playing at the same time, because you can't do this. Like there's no way to change it. It's a bad thing about the FL Studio, but well, that's how things work. Then if you want to do light shows like that, like each bottom is a note and you can play different songs as you can see on YouTube, all you gotta do is go track by track and press right click, performance settings, go to motion, one shot, again right click, performance settings, and trigger sync off. So now like I can start playing the pattern. It's not going to start it 4 bars, it's going to start anytime that I want, anytime that I want. And if it's in loop, if it finishes, it's going to start again, but in one shot, if it finishes, it won't start again. Right now if I take out another 2 new pattern, and maybe like I want to do some drums maybe, so I come in FBC, put the kick in one, create another pattern for the snare. So I put the snare here, and now if I start playing, I can play with the kick and the snare. And for adding light shows, it's easy. You gotta go to the MIDI out. Like first I'm gonna do one for the kick, like a thing that I wanna do, like shooting from left to right in here. So I gotta find this note, the note which has the kick. If you wanna change the color, you gotta change the velocity. Like in this case, this one's green, this one's red, and orange is in here. Or yellow was around here, orange, yeah. And then if it's in 0, there's no light. So I'm gonna put it in red one because it's my favorite. Okay, so if I wanna do a shot, like in the case of the lines, they're all together, one after another one. Like E is the one on the left and F is the second one on the left, you know. But then in columns, like they are not together, you know. If you put like 8 notes like this, you can have this shot effect that I tell you. Then you gotta find the parts you want the lights on. If I press play and press the kick, you can see this shooting. I'm gonna put it faster because it's a bit like that. can illuminate all the Launchpad if you want. You can put it in any part of the Launchpad you want. And that's it. Like, you can actually do really original things and stuff. I haven't really made a light show yet, but I'll let y'all do whatever you want with this. Thanks for watching this tutorial. If you have any questions or want any type of tutorials, please leave it in the comments. We will thank you a lot if you check No Agony out. We are a lot of talented producers in here.